Welcome back, everybody, to This Is My Bourbon Podcast. I'm Perry. I have to carry the show every week, Ritter. And this is my co-host, Eric the Whiskey Mutant.
It's been a long week.
It's his kid, his oldest, rather, his daughter turned 16 today. And he's kind of going through it, so.
And I hurt my hand just now.
Is that why you were sad?
All of it.
Okay. Audio listeners, love you to death. He's got his head in his hands.
Okay, I'm good.
All right, he's recovered.
My hand still hurts.
I'm sorry.
I clapped 3 times this time. I thought you needed a good one.
Hey, man.
I didn't understand.
You're doing a great job.
I always thought it was one good clap and it's go. And I thought I messed up. You said I could have used any of them. And I was like, you did that for nothing?
One good clap is...
One good clap. It's all you need.
That's all you need, man. That's all you need.
Okay.
He's back.
I'm good.
He's made it. We're back. You're back. Thanks
We're
so much
back,
for
baby.
being here. It's episode 347.
Damn.
So close to 350. Where I will
Are you going to be on that?
Time will tell.
Live from the hospital room.
We'll talk about it. How are you doing?
Well, you just summed it up.
I know. It's
been a long week, like Perry said, and it's also a short week with work and stuff because we had Labor Day.
It was Labor Day, yeah.
I've been confused all week. I keep thinking that it's a different day. I'm all out of sorts today. I'm not usually like this, so I've got to bring it back.
Well, I've had a good week. I finally got the studio set up at my house. Yeah.
I've seen pictures.
You've seen pictures kind of in progress, but
honestly, if the viewers and the listeners, I'm gonna go full like transparency. The only pictures I've got has been of your crotch
sitting on my couch.
Yeah, in your package. Yeah. The main point of view, bro.
You've gotten my POV,
yeah,
for sure, as I'm laying on what is arguably like my new favorite spot in my house, which is laying on one of the couches.
And it's always
in
right
my
there,
office.
that package right there.
And I did it intentionally. I hope you know.
And then I edited the picture.
Yeah, which was fantastic.
Yeah. Took me like 5 minutes.
But it probably wouldn't have taken you that long if you weren't laughing the whole time while you were doing it.
Giggling.
Yeah. But I finally, last weekend painted the wall that was built. My father-in-law, Brett, came over this past weekend to help build Eden's big girl room.
Oh, so I saw a picture of that.
Eden's, I've also kind of been going through it a little bit emotionally too. We had to do that in preparation for baby sister being here in a couple weeks. So that's been a whole thing. Eden is actually sleeping in her big girl bed now too, which is crazy. But
right in time for another baby to be in the bed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
But
I'll talk to you about that in 5 more years.
Yeah. When he was over there, we moved my old blue bourbon cabinet into place.
Old blue.
And one of the biggest issues that I've had, well, first of all, I needed to get that wall painted before I can move anything into place. Once that got done, then I was able to get the cabinet into the right position. So when Brett was there, we put it where it needed to go. And so I finally was able to get it filled with bourbon, which it now is. And I still have a massive amount of whiskey that is at my grandparents' house.
Your grandparents are going to drink all that.
My dead grandparents?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know.
The ghosts.
They would enjoy it. They were whiskey drinkers.
I know. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah. So I'm having to buy shelving for the studio as well. There's going to be a bunch that's just stashed behind the bar too. But the bar is set up back there too.
Anything that you were like, oh damn, I forgot about this?
Not really, because
the one thing when you sent me the picture of the cabinet, I was like, damn, it's been a while. I forgot that. It's like an old friend, because I would always come over to your house when we recorded there, and I would always look around in the cabinet before we started, and there was always something random that like I didn't even know you had back there.
Yeah, I mean, everything that's in there right now is basically stuff that I've accumulated since we've been in that house.
Mm-hmm.
So I was pretty...
Nothing previous.
I mean, there was some stuff that I had brought, just like boxes that I needed for, episodes or live streams or whatever. But a good chunk of it, and I mean, this is how much stuff I've had to get for the show, or just, that I've wanted to buy over the past year. It's now basically completely full.
Nice.
So that's why I have to get shelving. Regardless, though, it's... I knew pretty much everything that was going to be in there. So I wasn't terribly surprised by anything. I think there were a couple of bottles where I was like, oh, I forgot that I had this. But once I get everything back from my grandparents' house, all of the...
If there's any left.
Well, that's true. I have noticed, because I was over there the other day picking up a couple of bottles for my Makers stream. I have noticed that there have been a couple bottles that have turned. Unfortunately, I lost a bottle of Blanton's. Yeah, so. I know.
I was doing better.
I know. I'm sorry. I hated to be that guy, the bearer of bad news. He's gone full anime sad guy.
Yeah, put the little lines over here.
Yeah, exactly. They're purple and black.
And now I got to get back in a better mood.
I apologize. But I mean, everything else, I think that I've only lost like 2 bottles, but everything else has been salvaged. Which is, I mean, pretty good. Pretty good odds.
You know what would put me in a better mood?
What's that?
If you went to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month and you supported the show, but at $5, that would put me in an even better mood, because you get so much bonus content and extra stuff that it puts you in a better mood. You get the pregame chats that we do every time before we record. You get this episode uncut and a little bit early than normal. You get it earlier than other people. And then we also have bonus episodes. We have Pours from the Floor. This week we did Sampling Irresistible. We did a whole blind flight on Sampling Irresistible. Some crazy stuff in that. I won't spoil it, but it was wild.
By the way, the uncut episode is not just like removing bleeps and bloops or whatever. There's usually like 20 minutes of bonus content in the uncut
we've done
episode as well.
A full-blown review in an uncut episode.
Oh, we've done that multiple times.
Yeah.
So if you want even more Timbip, the
Patreon, baby,
is over there.
Go get it.
We normally kick off episodes with Flying Blind.
You poured that while I was going on.
Yeah, isn't that smooth?
Now, I'm still not convinced.
Scout's honor, am not tricking you.
All right, this is Flying Blind. Sometimes we do sips and snacks where we pair a thing or whatever, but we like to blind each other. It's called Flying Blind if you didn't get the, gist of it.
Yeah.
A little underlying theme of the last couple of weeks has been me like fake tricking Perry and stuff like that. So I've kind of been ready for something, and he sent me a message that says, I got Flying Blind this week, and it's special. And I instantly said, he's going to get me.
I'm not getting you.
I told him earlier, I said, I don't believe you.
I promise you I'm not getting you with this.
Okay.
This isn't me making you watch the Pig movie all over again.
That was cute and tormenting at the same time, and I was so mad because you didn't even watch it.
Yeah, I know, that was the whole point. For anybody who doesn't know what I'm talking about, there is a foreign pig documentary called Gunda that's in black and white. It's completely silent, and it basically is just like a piglet.
And I was waiting for something crazy to happen the whole time. And I watched that whole fucking movie.
It's like an hour and a half.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah, nothing happens.
And I thought if I fast forward, I'm going to miss the thing like everybody's talking about or something. Nope. And then I was like, well, what did Perry think about it? He didn't even watch it.
It was one of the only times I've actually tricked you.
Yeah, it was good too. Did you know my attention to detail in like weird movies and stuff? And I didn't. I did not fast forward, and I watched that whole fucking thing. I mean, it shows like a tractor and stuff. I was like, there's some crazy something going to happen. Nope, never did. All right. So let's see if Perry's trolling me or not.
I am not trolling you.
Okay. Perry's not trolling me.
I am not trolling you.
This is not familiar, but familiar.
Okay.
I instantly think this is something dusty. It's got a dusty funk, but I'm going through all the dusties in my head, and what is that? I don't think it's Beam.
Okay.
I don't think it's Beam. It's either Heaven Hill or Turkey.
Okay.
But damn, it's not a troll. Unless you did figure out you found a pour that smelled old and delicious and tasted like Texas whiskey.
It's not a troll.
Okay. Cheers.
Ooh, that was a good ding.
Ooh. Oh. Oh, coffee cake. Oh, yeah, baby. That is a straight up coffee cake. Coffee shop coffee cake. Now I'm confused. Confused because normally something dusty does not taste that bright and like fresh. It usually has like a musk,
more
on
funk
it or
to
something.
it. Yeah.
So now I don't know. Hold on. I want to really try to get this.
Sure. I'm gonna have just a tiny sip more because I'm gonna savor this for a little bit longer. Mm-hmm.
It smells too much like dusty.
I will go ahead and tell you, it is dusty.
Okay. Okay. Dusty, I'm going either Heaven Hill or Turkey. I don't think it's Beam. I've not had too many other Dusties from other places. Probably, it's got that dusty. I talked about this on Patreon content about kind of that dusty finish where it's lower proof, but you get that kind of singe on the finish. 100 proof dusty something. But do you have a whole bottle of this?
Unfortunately,
is this
no.
Yours? No. Okay.
No.
So you source this from someone?
Well,
or we got sent this or something?
No. I mean,
You stole this?
Yeah. I booked it.
Nobody gave it to us. I didn't source it from anybody.
No,
I straight up stole this.
So the other night, I went over to Brett's house.
Okay.
You might have seen that I got tagged in a post.
I was gonna ask you about this, but I was figuring out a way to say, what are these secret episodes?
It was okay.
Because I got sent a message that said, were you at this? And I go, at what? And they were like this, and they screenshotted the thing you were tagged in because I hadn't seen it. And I go, what is this? Because the person that made the post said a live recording of Timbit.
It was not a full episode of Timbit.
And I go, I don't even know what this is.
It was a bonus episode that was put on, and it had been something that Brett's neighbor Ben had been wanting.
I started figuring it out once I actually looked in the picture and saw Brett.
Right.
So I started putting it together, but at the same time I was like, I'm gonna get Perry and be like, what are secret episodes?
No, it's not a secret. It will be out soon. So I'm not going to go through the whole details on what this pour is. This came from Brett's neighbor, Ben. Okay. This is a bottle of Anderson Club.
Anderson Club. Oh, we've had this before.
Yes. The Anderson Club that you are most familiar with is from Heaven Hill.
Right.
Right?
We had it with who had that with us? Somebody brought it.
I don't remember.
It was at Whiskey Weekend when we recorded. Who was with us when we had that? They brought it.
At Whiskey Weekend.
Yeah, when you came to the hotel and we recorded in the hotel room.
Somebody brought it to us in the hotel? Nobody was.
Yeah.
Was it Andrew?
Andrew.
Yeah,
Andrew.
you're right.
Yeah.
Because that's the only person who came to the hotel
That's the only
room.
time. That's the only time I've had that. No, there was somebody. Didn't somebody else come to the hotel room?
I don't think.
Anyway,
I don't think so.
it was Andrew.
Yeah.
Andrew had that. That's the only time I've ever had Anderson Club.
So before Anderson Club was made at Heaven Hill, when they bought the brand, it was made in Lawrenceburg, Kentucky, in Anderson County, at the distillery that is now known as the Wild Turkey Distillery. But in 1969, when this was bottled, it was not known as Wild Turkey.
It was known as
The Beaumont Distillery, I think is what it was called then.
Lawrenceburg Bourbon Company.
Or Old Rippy or something like that. Yeah, right. But on the label, it says Anderson County Distilling Company.
So
it was never actually called that.
So technically I was wrong on all accounts.
Kind of yes and kind of no.
But I was right.
Right.
But to be full transparency, I've really only had 3 brands of Dusty. So if it ain't Jim Beam, Heaven Hill, or Turkey, that's really.
But you were. I mean,
I knew it wasn't Beam.
Yeah,
definitely not Beam.
But it's very close in profile to a Dusty Turkey.
Yeah. Now that you even say that, you get some more.
Yeah.
You have any more of this? Okay.
I mean, we can finish this off together.
Yeah, I'm not stealing it. I'm just putting it over here for maybe after the show.
Oh yeah, for sure. So I'm not gonna spill the beans on the rest of it right now. There will be a bonus episode coming out soon where we go through and review it. Ben he's been holding on to this bottle for a long time, trying to get me over there too.
Or was it already open?
Kind of yes and kind of no. He cracked it for the first time with me. It had been opened already.
He hadn't opened it yet.
But he had not opened it.
Gotcha.
It had been in a basement liquor cabinet for decades.
How much was out of it?
Barely the neck pour.
Okay. Because I was going to say that there's no way that there was much out of it because that's delicious.
Let me show you.
Oh, yeah, that's a full bottle.
Basically, it's a full bottle.
6 years old.
90 proof.
Damn. Interesting.
So it also kind of plays into what have I been drinking recently.
There you go. Secret episode, boy.
I'm sorry. I wasn't trying to
No, I just think it's funny because I put it all together. I was like, oh, Perry was over there hanging out. I bet Brett wants to record some stuff.
And that's basically how
And then somebody's like, we're doing live Timbip. I just thought it was funny that I got a screenshot going, were you in this? And I was like, I go, what?
And I knew that it was going to become like more of a thing. But I also knew that you probably had like family and sports stuff going on Wednesday night anyway. So if I
was sitting at the house by myself.
No, you were not.
I'm just playing.
No, you were not. I know you too well.
I know. I just thought
I know how
funny.
busy you are.
It's just funny. It's funny. I go, what are they doing?
This is my Bourbon Podcast. Live.
Wait a second. I got fired.
Which of these middle-aged men is replacing me?
Who is the co-host now? Oh, there's Brett. Never mind.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean that was kind of that was part of it. I will tell you more about the experience of it off air.
Yeah.
And more about this specific pour off air as well.
That's good.
Because I just don't want to spoil the whole listener experience of
Definitely
it.
no spoilers here.
Also, there is a portion of me learning about this that involved calling Dave Jennings.
Dave Jennings is on this episode too?
No, but I called him beforehand to get some information cleared about it.
And then you called Jimmy Russell?
Jimmy's a part of the story too. He's not on it.
I'm going to listen to this episode and Jimmy Russell's going to be on there and you're going to be like, sorry, I didn't mean to say. The one time Jimmy Russell comes to hang out and I'm not there.
Anyway, other stuff that I've been drinking, the Altschuler rye that I brought for us to review. That bonus episode will be out by now. I'm sorry I haven't gotten around to putting it out yet. I have shared that around so much over the past week to the point where we have like a sixth of that bottle left.
Well, good thing I got my sample.
Well, good thing that at this point, I'm just going to bring it over here and leave it.
That's the only way. You like put this away.
But it's not like I've been drinking all of it.
No, but you share with everybody.
Yeah. I mean, like.
You have more friends than me. You see more people than me.
I'm being negged. This whole episode has been me
I'm
getting
such an old, lonely man. Nothing gets drank over here because I have no friends.
After we recorded last week, I ran over to Liquor Barn to see Chris from Australia. He was hanging out with Barry from RD1 too. They were having a Paws and Pints event. Barry was pouring up some RD1.
Barry's slinging pours everywhere, I bet.
Man, he had a little blackberry and chili liqueur cocktail, or like jalapeno liqueur cocktail.
His own little
jet juice. Yeah, it was so good, man. And then the next day I went over to Tailgate and got absolutely drenched.
I saw that. You had your new favorite shirt on.
Shut up. The only shirt that I own. I have this shirt that I'm wearing right now and the other shirt that I wear every other day.
I saw that picture.
I don't think I've even seen that picture.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I was trying to stay cool and I just wound up getting wet.
Oh. I like where this is going. It was Barry's beard, man.
We hung out at the Goodfellas tent. Had the boo ride that I had last year that I talked about. I even went back to last year's episode where I talked about hanging out with Chris and Lil at the Goodfellas tent, where they also have a rolling oven where they're making Goodfellas pizzas the whole time, but they're smaller in nature. So you can actually eat like multiple slices of Goodfellas pizza because it's the same kind of ingredients and everything. Yeah. Just you don't feel like you're going to die every time you eat a full
15-foot long pizza.
Exactly.
Can't even get the box through the door.
But they had Wise Guy picks sitting at the bar too. They had a Knob Creek pick. They had an Elijah Craig barrel proof pick.
The Russells.
They had a Russell's pick. Had a Weller foolproof pick. We have a really, really good contact with Michter's now too.
Really?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Not after all the stuff I posted over the weekend. Last week. Sorry.
Right. But it was awesome. It was a really wonderful. Oh, and you know what else too?
What?
You said on last week's pregame chats that you were going to make the American Honey Sting and Rare Breed version of the Wild Rush cocktail.
And I lied.
That I came up with. Well, you lied because you said that you got heartburn.
I did. You put too much. You gave me too much lemon. But you already made that.
But I wound up making it myself because I just couldn't wait. And let me tell you, if you are curious about the Wild Rush, I don't know. I don't want to go too much into it because I've already been talking for way too long. Go listen to the Patreon or last week's live stream if you can hear my voice. I don't know. Doesn't matter. Anyway, I made it with the American Honey Sting, and it's spectacular. So we might do a full episode on some cocktails we've been drinking recently.
It. I was going to make it.
No, you weren't.
Yes, I was.
You said you weren't going to.
Yeah, but you made it first.
Yeah, but then you were like, I'm not going to do it after all because it gave me so much heartburn.
Yeah, it did. Anytime. Gold Rushes always give me heartburn.
Fine. Whatever.
But I would have done it. But you already did, so I didn't have to.
Okay.
Because I found a new drink.
Which was?
Country Boy. Country Light.
Oh, yeah, that's right. I saw you
post my new favorite
that.
light beer.
Nice.
It's so good. I had it on Labor Day.
Their Oktoberfest was pretty good, too.
Cougar Bait is my all-time favorite, go-to beer.
Right.
And then usually when I'm wanting a light beer, I'll get a Mick Ultra or something.
Yep.
Well, Country Boy Brewery here in Lexington and Georgetown, they just put out their version of a light beer called Country Light, and it's got very little carbs, very little calories. There's something about it that makes it taste so much better than a normal light beer. I will send you home with one. I bought 12.
Dang.
I bought 2 6-packs.
That's awesome. I appreciate that.
I think it may be in stores now, but I bought it at the Tap House downtown. So good. Were you done with what you've been drinking?
Pretty much. I didn't really have anything else.
I
did have one thing. Well, I guess 2 things, but
Knob
Creek
Creek
pick.
Single Barrel. Come along, it's a single barrel.
It's from Liquor Barn. It's called Who Does Number 2 Work For?
That's pretty funny.
It's really good. I thought it was hysterical.
That's pretty funny. Well, last week after I left, I went to TNA Wrestling. Met up with our buddy Matt from Wrestling with Whiskey, Drama King. He is the
That's what you think it is.
Yeah. Not tits and ass. There were tits and ass there. But anyway, so I went to wrestling. Was there with my daily bourbon. We were going to wrestle, and we were told we weren't allowed to get
disqualified.
Yeah. I beat his ass in the stands. And an old man in a wheelchair watched me do that. But so I was at TNA. Matt was nice enough to get a ticket for us. And it's at the Old Forester Pavilion.
That's cool.
I got some beef with the Old Forester Pavilion.
Uh-oh.
So we get in there.
Takes.
Early high-proof hot takes. We are in Louisville, Kentucky. Wrestling, it's just the best atmosphere. It's so cool. I mean, it looks like we're at when you're walking in, you can't tell if you're at a Slipknot concert or you're at TNA Wrestling, because TNA is more independent style. You know, you go to a WWE show, there's all sorts. There's celebrities there. There's people that are just curious. There's people with money that are just like, let's go watch wrestling and stuff. TNA, they there for the wrestling. And they don't care what they smell like. They don't care what they look like. It's wild. Just all sorts. I mean, like I said, Father Time is over here. Guy in a wheelchair over here. People over, I mean, wildness. So we get there. Me and Chad are at the bar. I text Matt. Matt is literally commentating the pregame.
I was about to ask if he was announcing.
Yeah, he's announcing. He's doing commentary. Like if you watch, this was a pay-per-view.
This is Aiden English, by the way. We've interviewed him on the podcast
English,
before.
Wrestling with Whiskey, Drama King. I've done the new riff picks with him. Some of you got samples from that. So he is on the job doing this, and I'm like, it's kind of the pre-show, so I don't know if it's on TV yet or anyway. I texted him. I was like, I didn't think he would really want anything, but I was like, hey, we're at the bar. You want anything? He was like, yes. Give me 1920 neat. I was like, okay, that's kind of what I thought about getting. Because you're in this place sponsored by Old Forester. They are literally bottles of every Old Forester on the wall, everywhere. Do you think you can get a pour of 1920? No. All the Old Forester they had was like the 86 proof. I ended up drinking Maker's Mark at the Old Forester Pavilion. And so did Aiden English, a.k.a. Drama King. While he is doing commentary, he's drinking Maker's Mark that I gave him. And if you listen to the main event where he's commentating, he said he did a little Easter egg where he said one of the wrestlers should take some tips and bits and do this and that.
No way.
Yeah, he told me afterwards. Because you can't hear him when you're doing a live show because he's doing like the TV broadcast. So, Nick Namath, when he's wrestling for the championship, there's a portion in there, if you watch it back, where Matt talks about tips and bits.
That's unbelievably cool.
Yeah, so that's in there. A little Easter egg, a little 10-bit Easter egg on TNA.
My dad's going to flip.
Yeah, it's in there. You watch the main event, he says it at some point. Tips and bits. And he specifically said he was trying to throw in a little hint to the
Oh
the
my
pod.
gosh, that is awesome.
Yeah, so so I had Maker's Mark there since I couldn't get Old Forester 1920. The people were like, we can't open those. I was like, cool.
Sorry, I apologize. I wasn't looking at you while you were talking. I was putting on a quick fire.
Oh, that's fine. So yes, Maker's Mark at Old Forester, Country Boy, Country Light, and then today,
Country Boy at West 6th.
Yeah. Today, after work, me and April met up at Banners because we were like,
You just met your wife?
yeah, just met. We had a daughter 16 years ago, and I just now met my wife.
You were a sperm donor.
It's crazy. No, Addison had her birthday. She's
is so good. Sorry.
She's on a trip. She left for a school trip. And so we're like, let's just go have a drink. Just like our daughter's 16. Before the boys are home and all that, let's run the Banners after work. And I had an impromptu Elijah Craig barrel proof tasting with shout out to Banners and Duff for I saw the B524 sitting there. I was like, I'll just take a new pour of that. And Duff comes over. He's the owner. He's a great guy. Always gives me pours and stuff. He's like, did you like the A batch better? And I was like, honestly, like, I can't really remember as much.
The A124?
Yeah.
The one that was 11 years old it was 10 years old and 119 proof.
Yeah.
We did not like that very much.
But I said, he's like, well, let's just try it again. So he just pours me up A124, and me and him sit there. And
so you've been having a good night even before I got here.
That I had 2 pours of Lodge Creek Barrel Proof about 2:30, and then I was good, and I didn't have anything else. But A124 was actually a lot better than I remember.
I'll have to go back and try it again.
Go.
It was one of the bottles that I just put up in my cabinet.
Comparing them now side by side, it was brighter and more. This probably is why maybe we didn't like it, or we didn't think much then, because it did not taste as Elijah Craig barrel proofing.
I knew that's what you were about to say.
But in the moment, I kind of liked it more, and it was free.
Free bourbon is always good bourbon.
Free bourbon is always good. But yeah, so I had an impromptu Elijah Craig barrel proof tasting today, and that's what I've been drinking. That's a long one we've been drinking.
Yeah, we've been yapping for a little while. Folks, before we get into the review, I want to remind you about something that we don't always talk about on the podcast. That is our Facebook group.
Oh, yeah.
That we have. We are in the middle of Bourbon Heritage Month. And we've had our buddy Patrick Dyer over there posting every day about what he has been drinking for Bourbon Heritage Month. Kind of been doing the 30 Days of Bourbon challenge.
I like it.
And
I'm living my life through him.
Yeah, I wanted to see more people posting about it. And I said, if anybody did post about it, we'd give you a little shout out on the podcast. If you want to join the Facebook group, I know Facebook's kind of, a weird AI pit of hell.
It's crazy
right now.
Listen to the new Linkin Park
Why do posts
song?
like this never get... The new Linkin Park, their new singer, she is rad, dude. Have you heard her?
Yeah, no, that's what I was going to say. I've been listening to it, but I'm my God, this is early tips and bits. I love Linkin Park. Hybrid Theory.
We're going way off base here.
I know. I bought 2 CDs because the first time I bought it, I played it so much it wore out. Meteora was amazing. It was one of the first big concerts I was ever in a pit at. They played with Hoobastank and Story of the Year.
Hoobastank.
I love Linkin Park, and this new single and the new singer is awesome. I think female voices in rock bands is just the best, whether it's hardcore or pop or punk or whatever. I mean, Paramore, Veda, Walls of Jericho, whatever. It's been great. But I have not seen more Linkin Park on my Facebook feed than I can remember.
Yeah.
Ever.
Yeah. So anyway, Patrick's been the only person posting in the Facebook group.
Who's going to dethrone him? Anybody? Anybody want to step up? Do it. Will I get shouted out if I do it?
Yeah, sure.
Probably not.
Just go to Facebook and search for This My Bourbon Podcast group. You have to answer a couple questions to get in there. We'll admit you. It's pretty simple. Just be honest about it, too.
Don't
we get
lie.
some weird requests. I'm not entirely sure if this person is even real.
Review my dick.
Don't do that.
Oh. That's what they ask.
I don't even know if this is a real person.
That is the Mona Lisa.
How did you find the podcast? From my memories?
Oh, that's definitely real. They were real. That was the Mona Lisa.
Oh, okay.
In the picture.
Anyway, go over there. I was thinking about doing some kind of giveaway, but I think I'm going to save the giveaway for when we do our big charity fundraiser that we normally do in November. So we'll get to that in just a bit. We need to talk about that as well. Start coming up with ideas for it.
Thinking right now.
We got a review this week. It is the new Woodinville 8-year limited edition. 100 proof, $130 a bottle. It was sent to us by one Joseph Brazo.
Straight from the nursing home.
Will it ever end? No.
It's crazy that they let residents of a nursing home will go buy bourbon and then ship it to people.
Yeah.
But he got it right. He only misspelled Perry's name, his first name wrong. He got the last name right. So the mailman was nice enough to keep it and not send it back.
Yeah.
So,
not a whole lot of information on the bottle.
I like the label, though.
I love it's
sexy with
very
that.
Nice and dark too, but it's
I think
black.
it looks sexy. It looks better than I'm just gonna say it looks better than their normal bottles.
I have to agree. This is bottle number 185.
Nice.
100% grain to glass whiskey, handcrafted in Washington State, in Woodinville, Washington.
Woodinville, Washington.
You ready for this?
Ready as I'll ever be. Come on now. Come on. Come on. Come on. You spilled it on yourself.
It was a tight cork.
It's dripping.
Yeah, I know.
It's on your new shirt.
Jeez Louise.
Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm fine.
Are you good?
Just pour the whiskey.
Okay. Yes, Massa.
It smells good.
It does smell good. Now your shirt smells good.
Yeah, now I got ode to whiskey. Better not get pulled over.
Change before you drive.
I don't have another shirt. I'm not driving home shirtless. I think I would also get pulled over for that.
That would be awesome. Ooh. The smell on my hand smells good. I like that.
Yeah, so I pulled the cork out too hard and it sprayed on my shirt and
Wouldn't be the first time.
womp womp.
Ooh.
This
Oh.
let me first say this. It definitely smells like the like crop of crafty 8-year bourbon. Right?
It does have. I'm sorry, Woodinville, if you're watching or listening. It's definitely not the same. It's not bad. It's not on the same.
I'm not saying it's a bad nose.
but like you're saying, I feel like you put like the 8-year Wilderness Trail, you put like the 8-year New Riff. This one's definitely stands out a little different.
Well, and I'm going to be on my live stream tomorrow night on youtube.com/That's My Bourbon Podcast and twitch.tv/My Bourbon Gamer, putting this up against the Wilderness Trail 8-year High Rye and the New Riff 8-year bourbon to see how it stands up.
It definitely has it's unique to those.
Yeah.
There is a craftiness to
right,
it.
but also like we haven't even gotten to taste it yet. Just based on the nose, we have to also remember this was not made in Kentucky. It's a completely different climate that it was aged in.
It wasn't made in Kentucky?
Never mind. Hey, you got a new Bills picture back there. No, it's a UK picture. What's
Pope.
happening?
That's Pope.
It is the Pope.
That's Mark Pope.
Yeah.
Basketball season. Oh, and football season starting too. But yeah, that's my Mark Pope poster.
Yeah, I think football season starting is why I didn't have a whole lot of viewers on my live stream last night.
Fuck the Chiefs. That's all I'm saying. But yes, I did know this was not Kentucky.
That's not what I'm saying. My point is just that it's
I know it's a different thing. It's in its own league.
Yeah.
It's in its own category. It's in Washington category. It smells sweet.
It does smell very sweet. Kind of cherry turnover-y.
I was going to say very cherry heavy. Maybe like, what am I trying to say? Yeah, cherry pie, cherry turnover, but like that thing is gushing with the cherry juice, like the cherries in the juice. Like you don't really get a lot of the frosting or like the crust or anything like that. Tons of cherry and artificial cherry, like jelly and stuff like that.
I am kind of getting like a frosting on it though. Like less of an icing, more of a frosting.
Gotcha. I'll get all cherry. Big cherry on the
Big cherry.
Big cherry on the front.
Big cherry.
Not particularly fond of the finish, but that big cherry front is it's fun. I like that.
I don't mind the finish.
There's not much of a finish to me.
I think it just kind of continues from the palate, honestly.
It just stops. I don't get a finish. Like the finish is like very dry on the sides and then it's just gone to me.
I think the finish goes from the real cherry to more of like a candy cherry.
Okay. It's definitely big cherry up front.
It is all very fruity. Overall, I'm not leaning towards this being like a traditional bourbon flavor profile.
No. It's almost like if you saw something that said cherry infused whiskey. You know what I mean? Like
Kinda, yeah.
I know that St. Elmo's does like the cherry, what is it? Cherry Coke infused or something like that. You can tell it's bourbon whiskey, but you almost think it's kind of artificially flavored. Which, if I'm in the mood for that, not bad.
Yeah, it is this like maraschino cherry
Yeah.
flavor.
That's a good one.
Kind of grenadine.
Oh, it's cherry all over. It's almost like
What is
a very moody pour.
Yeah, there's something floral about it too.
I think that's just the Woodinville profile.
I think so as well.
Because I've got Woodinvilles over there. People have sent us stuff. It does kind of have a florally, kind of its own thing. Like I was saying earlier, I wasn't trying to like knock it for not being Wilderness Trail or New Riff. I'm just saying it kind of stands out on its own because it has this kind of florally, crafty note that almost comes through whether it's finished or a single barrel or a small batch or whatever. Which, I mean, at the end of the day, it stands out.
Someday, and I know that this, like, the only reason that this idea ever stuck in my brain is because it's Bourbon Night Chad put it in mine. But someday,
who's that?
I don't know.
Oh,
you probably never heard of him.
No.
I would like to do, a series where we try a bourbon from every single state.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Not that we haven't done plenty from
not Texas.
A lot of states. Well, we got to do it. We have to.
Do we?
It's a series, man.
Okay.
Yes, we do have to.
Okay. Okay.
We could make it. Yeah, we can make it a TikTok series. One bourbon, one state.
One bourbon, one state, one
Ohio
taste.
edition.
One bourbon, one state, one taste.
Yes.
Except Texas.
California edition. Like it writes
Texas.
itself. No. Plus Texas.
Okay. But yeah. This is interesting.
It's very, very different. It's its own animal. I like it for being unique and not trying to reach for, reach for what other brands are doing.
Yeah. No, I get it.
You don't seem as convinced.
It's a very, like I said, moody pour, as in I kind of want to, like, if I wanted something like this, I got to be like, man, I'm in for like a weird, like, cherry cola, like artificial thing. Like, I don't know why I'm craving that right now. It's just not something that I would come back to. I'll be like, I got to go back to that.
You know what's funny is you saying like a moody pour had me thinking, actually, I would really like this if it was like raining. And then I started thinking, oh, you know where it rains a lot? Washington.
Makes sense.
It fits in with the Washington vibe for some reason.
Yeah, I'm not disliking it. I'm just it's a moody pour. That's all I'm gonna say. It's a moody pour. I would have to be in the mood for this particular flavor. Everything else though. Bottle's beautiful.
I'm really excited to put it up against the other two.
I think it's going to stand out. I guarantee it stands out. Now, I don't know if it stands out with what your mood is.
I mean, I don't even know if I'm going to be doing it blind. I mostly just want to see how 8 years compares to 8 years compares to 8 years. You know what I mean?
I think the thing that we should celebrate is that there's 3 amazing distilleries.
Yeah.
that are now at 8 years, putting out 8-year-old whiskey
100%.
that we genuinely love.
Yeah.
Woodinville, New Riff, Wilderness Trail.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to like make what I say about this bottle stand what I think about all of Woodinville. I have several Woodinville things, and I think they're all unique. I just think this particular one is a very unique pour, a very moody pour, a very cherry, artificial cherry. I would honestly love to have that in a cherry Coke.
I was kind of thinking the same thing. Or vanilla Coke.
Add that to the vanilla Coke.
Yeah.
That would be good too.
I'm going to pour a little bit more for the review portion.
Give me just a tad.
A little bit? Okay. That's something that we used to do on the podcast.
Review stuff?
No.
Oh.
I mean, pour a little bit more when we got to the review.
Oh.
But our review system, though, is nose, palate, finish, and price, with each category being out of 5 and a final score out of 20.
Nose?
Nose, what do you think?
I really do like the nose because I think that cherry, even if it's artificial or whatever, that big cherry nose is delightful. Like, straightforward, I would smell this more than I would taste it. Nose, 3.5 for
I'm
me.
going to give it a 3.5 as well.
Yeah.
Actually.
Palate, not too much different than the nose. It kind of goes along with that big cherry. It's big cherry, maybe a little too much big cherry. I'd say a 3. Kind of drops a little bit for me on the palate, but it's still there. 3, I think 3 out of 5 is good. It's just when I get to the finish that I start.
Oh, you know what it is? It's cherry blow pop. That's what the flavor is on the finish. That's where it transitions to.
Cherry sucker, yeah, I could see that.
Because it's a like it's even got the like bubblegum flavor to it a little bit as well.
That. Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, no doubt.
I don't know. There is something weirdly nostalgic about this pour that I'm kind of vibing with too.
Because it reminds you of artificial cherry candy.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, sucker, gummy, whatever it is.
Yeah.
It's there.
Yeah.
So yeah, 3.5 on the nose, a 3 on the palate. Unfortunately, the finish for me, and the finish is always a big deal, is a 2. It's just kind of gone. So I lose a lot of my interest in this when it hits the finish. So,
well, we're mostly similar. I'm going to give, as I said, the nose a 3.5, like you. I'm really enjoying the palate. I'm also going to give it a 3.5 there, too. I am enjoying the finish more than you are. I'm consistently going back to this and enjoying it and looking forward to going back to it. And I don't know. I am finding more with the finish. I'm actually starting to get more of an experience with it as well. The longer that I've been drinking it, there is more of a like cherry cream savor thing going on too.
Still cherry
for me
it's
on the finish
with the cherry. I'll say that.
But like there's more of a vanilla push coming up too, and like even just little hints of darker flavors starting to come out as well, kind of in like the coffee realm, which I'm starting to really like, and I think that this is becoming a very solid experience of a bourbon. I'm gonna give it another 3.5. Man, honestly. What are you thinking about with this being a limited edition, their first 8-year-old product at $130?
Not mad, not happy. 2.5, I guess. I don't know. I'm kind of in the middle. I mean, the other 8-year products that we've tried are definitely not $130. I particularly don't think I would pay $130 for this, especially at 100 proof. But these days, I try not to think about price as much and get it as been out of shape about it. But I guess I'll say out of 5, it's right down the middle. They could have charged more. They could have charged less. So 2.5.
I am giving it a 3. I think that a lot of what they are having to do with this, because there is an aspect here of it being exported is not the right word. Shipped is probably better, because it was also going out of state. It wasn't just going to be in Washington at the Woodinville gift shop. Excuse me.
But the other ones ship out of state too.
I'm just saying, I think that this might have been a more costly project for them. Could have also been that they were trying to recoup some of the taxes that they had to pay. I don't know what the taxes are like in Washington.
Don't even ask me about taxes.
I'm just saying, like, we know how expensive it is to just have barrels aging in Kentucky. Yeah. You know how expensive it is for Heaven Hill to have barrels aging in Kentucky. They pay, whatever it is, $1 million, $100 million. I can't remember the exact number. Just for whiskey that hasn't even been bottled yet. So I get it. I don't love the fact that it's $130, but it is what it is. The market has rapidly changed over the past couple of years.
Everything's more expensive.
It is. And it's just something we've had to grapple with, whether we wanted to or not. So 3 for me. This brings me to a 13.5 out of 20.
I'm on 11.
This is probably something that if you don't really vibe with the more fruit-forward bourbons, I guess, you might want to try it before you buy it.
Yeah. It'd be a good try.
But I mean, I like it. I'm excited to have it around.
I think it's a sexy
personally.
Bottle.
I think all the Woodinville bottles are.
This in
but
particular,
this one is a black tie affair.
Mm-hmm. This is a little risque.
This would have been good for Pop Chicka Wow Wow.
Oh yeah,
but it deserves its spot in the main episode
on it right there
too. Oh yeah. Yeah.
So there you go.
We've had a text sitting in the barrel rings for a little while. This is the segment of the show that you, the listener, can participate in if you would like to by sending a text or voicemail to our hotline. We got a number. That number is 859-428-8253. 859-428-8253. Send us a text. Leave us a voicemail. You can also send us a text by hitting the message at the top of the video or audio description that you are currently viewing or listening to. And we will check that out over on our Buzzsprout page. Let's see if anybody has actually gotten in. How do we do that? I don't know how do we get to it?
Bro, I don't
know. Fan mail?
Stuff.
Nothing.
You do this. I trust you.
I know, man. I'm just enable fan mail before description. Send us a text. Okay. Well, you just hit the send us a text message and you can send us a text. So there's multiple ways to get in contact with us. You can also send us an email.
DM.
If you want a DM on social media. All that stuff's in the description below. We'll talk about it at the end of the episode as well. In the meantime, though, this one comes from our dear friend, Emily Chambers.
Hey, Em.
Who asked us, what do you wish Disney would add for whiskey people staying on property?
Ooh, whiskey people staying on property. What do I wish they would add? Well, I think I think right now they do have quite a bit. As far as like they are single barrels that you can only get at Disney. They do offer bourbon and whiskey and tons of bourbon cocktails throughout the resorts and everything. I do think what Disney could do more of. I think if you're staying at Disney, if you're resort hopping and you're going to different bars and different things, there are a lot of good cocktails and whiskey to choose from. I think what they miss out on is at Epcot, when you're going around the world and you get to the American Pavilion, I don't think they showcase bourbon, like America's spirit, enough. You can go up to the bar and get, some Jack Daniels. You can get some Woodford. You can get Buffalo Trace, Pours and stuff, Knob Creek. They have it there. But I think they should do like a Epcot flight, like a whiskey flight, or like a whiskey tasting at the American Pavilion.
Showcasing American whiskeys as opposed to like just having
it on the bar.
A bourbon bar.
Or like a Tennessee whiskey cocktail.
Yeah.
You can actually go to the Wilderness Lodge and eat at the restaurant there.
Mm-hmm.
For whether it's breakfast or dinner, they do offer flights. Like sometimes they'll have single barrel flights, and sometimes they'll just have like a flight of like just American whiskeys. It's kind of like the Frontier and all that stuff. But I think they are missing out at Epcot at the American Pavilion of not having some sort of like distillery type thing, or like a flight, or like a taste through America's spirit or something. That's what I think they're missing. I think you can definitely get a lot of good stuff at the bars and the hotels and stuff like that to fulfill your needs on a vacation. But you really want to focus on it, like that's a good place to focus on America's spirit.
Yeah.
So I think it's Epcot. I think they're missing out at Epcot.
I don't really have any notes. I mean, the only thing I could really think of is having their barrel picks available to purchase
a full bottle.
But that is, it's so hhard to make that a reality.
Well, especially because of the amount of people.
That's what I was about to say. It's such a commodity at this point. People are going to just bend over backwards to try to buy it. And then people are also going to go crazy trying to resell it, because not only are you appealing to bourbon nerds, you're also appealing to Disney adults who are trying to collect as many Disney items as they can for
whether they drink whiskey or not. They're going to
exactly. There is the Venn diagram of bourbon nerds and Disney adults is more of a circle than you think it is.
John.
It's crazy how similar those two people are.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not saying it's a 1-to-1 thing, but like there's something. And when I was on Embellish podcast back in 2021, I want to say it was not that long.
2017,
2003,
1984.
You're right. Actually,
yeah.
John and I talked about, the connection between being a bourbon nerd and being a Disney adult, or a Disney nerd, or whatever you want to call it.
All the same. I don't give a weeb. A Disney
sure,
weeb.
A Disney weeb.
Yeah,
Disweeb.
I'll take it all. I'll take it all. I don't care.
And yeah, there is something about like our brains are wired to enjoy both things simultaneously and be very, very addicted to, going to Disney in the same way that we want to like. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I think so.
I was anxious and depressed when I was 7.
Yeah. I didn't have a dad, and the only thing I watched was Muppets and Mickey shorts.
And now they might be getting rid of Muppets 3D vision.
Oh, I've been waiting. They've been talking about that for a while.
I doubt it's gonna. There's no way that it's gonna happen.
It's gonna happen.
I don't believe it. I will not believe it until they say it. I think the rumors are just.
It's gonna happen.
No, I don't think.
That's why you got to go there every time.
Well, no, absolutely. Muppets are
waka waka waka. That's
high proof hot take. High proof hot. We're moving into high proof hot takes.
Let's go.
Muppets are an undervalued piece of American society, American culture, rather. I think Muppets are overlooked, high value culture.
Well, they're the only thing aside from cartoons when I was growing up that I wanted to watch. You put a real life person on there.
I still want to watch Muppets as an adult.
No, I do too, but I'm just saying, you were saying like culture. I'm talking about growing up. Cartoons, yeah, I'm watching. Like all live action people talking about like science or something. I'm not into it. Fraggle Rock comes on. Eureka's Castle comes on. There's some puppets on there. All in, baby.
I'm hooked.
All in.
Yeah.
Miss Piggy, all in.
Oh, Kermie.
I'd go for
it. Stop and think. Not you, because I know you know. If you've never stopped and stop to think about how similar Miss Piggy's voice is to Yoda's.
They're the same.
They're virtually the same.
Yeah.
Because it's Frank Oz. Frank Oz developed both of those characters.
Yeah. I love both.
You just very slightly have, because Miss Piggy's here and Yoda's here. It's just very slightly changing the texture of it.
Turned on both ways.
Here Yoda is.
Mm-hmm.
And here's Miss Piggy.
Oh God, you get me. Miss Piggy's hot.
Do you have any other high proof? Is that your high proof hot take? Miss Piggy's hot.
My high proof hot take is Miss Piggy's hot. Yep, that's it.
Tips and bits.
Miss Piggy's hot.
Let's move on.
I kind of already mentioned some of it. TNA wrestling is really good right now. New Lincoln Park is really cool. I'm enjoying it. High proof hot take. Don't be a fan that says you can never replace Chester Bennington because he's dead. I thought
he is.
He was great. I loved it, but like at some point, the rest of the band can move on and do it. And Mike Shinoda,
and they want to.
Mike Shinoda is just as much Lincoln Park as Chester was. So if he's happy, then I think if you are a big fan of Lincoln Park, you should be happy. And new singer, I think Emily, sounds great. I think it's different. I listened to they did a live show and she did some of the older songs. It sounded good to me. So I'm into it. Check out Lincoln Park. Whether it's the old stuff or the new stuff, I'm down. I've loved Lincoln Park forever.
Yeah. And I'm admittedly not like a huge Lincoln Park fan or anything, but like, listening to her, I was blown away. I thought she sounded fantastic.
I think it's great.
So, I've been playing through Paper Mario Thousand Year Door, the remake that just came out for Nintendo Switch. I think, no, it was in July, but I haven't had the chance to pick it up until now. It initially came out for the GameCube in like 2005, 2006, something like that. And it's funny how much of this game I have forgotten, but how much of it is also slowly coming back to me as I've been playing through it. I've also been watching some gameplay footage of Black Myth Wukong.
Ooh, yeah.
I don't own a system that's capable of running.
I do, and my child has it in his room playing Fortnite, so I'm a little pissed off about that.
Rough. That's rough, dude.
Yeah. Don't get me started.
I would like to play Black Myth Wukong eventually.
Awesome.
It looks incredible, all the gameplay I've seen of it. But it's just so funny that like I've been watching this like high end, top tier, like AAA style game. And then here I am playing Paper Mario.
Hey, I started playing Nintendo 3DS.
You did? I can't believe you didn't talk about that.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Well, I haven't got my games in that I ordered.
Okay, fair enough.
I've just been playing what I had downloaded on it.
Yeah.
So, which was cool. Ocarina of Time.
Yeah. So, I'm sure we'll talk about that more in the future.
Wait till you hear what I got.
I'm very excited.
I can't believe I paid what I paid for.
There's also a new Zelda game coming out in a couple of weeks. Which I'll be playing through while I'm on baby break. So hopefully I'll have completed that. And when I'm back, I'll have plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
So we'll see.
Surely you have beat it by then.
More than likely.
You better.
Yeah.
I'll make fun of you.
Yeah. And you better go to patreon.com/bourbon podcast and support the show. No,
good.
I don't want to say that. That's mean.
No, bro.
I don't want to say. No, I mean, I don't want to like force them to go and do anything that they can't.
You're too nice. Go to patreon.com/mybourbonpodcast for as little as $1 a month. You can support the show, but at $5, you get all the bonus stuff. You get this episode uncut a little bit early. You get the pregame chats that we did. We've talked about this already, but there's bonus stuff all over there. And also, we got a new Patreon member this week.
We do indeed. Michael Sullivan just joined the Patreon this week. He is an annual Patreon subscriber, which you can do. If you want to do that, you don't have to pay every month. You can pay for an entire year in advance. You get access to all of our just whatever you want.
But I knew...
I imagine that you tried to persuade him to...
Yeah, because there's a secret group that I'm in that he is also in.
Is it called Hidden Meat?
No, it's called Michael Sausage.
Oh.
And I am also part of the Michael Sausage group, and so is Michael Sullivan. And it's kind of one of those things where you go and you wear a mask. It's kind of like Eyes Wide Shut type deal.
Yeah.
And everybody, you're allowed to just enjoy these meats, these sausages, however you like, no judgment at all. Well, me and Michael both went for the same sausage, and our mask, we had like the big, like the bird mask thing.
Did you Lady in the Tramp?
Yes. And our mask fell off, and we caught eyes. He goes, I'm joining the Patreon. And then he ran out like Cinderella.
You didn't even have to ask him.
No, he just said it, and he ran out. It was like Cinderella. He left his mask. He left his sausage, and I gobbled up his sausage. And now he's on the Patreon. But there is a secret sausage society called Michael Sausage. You know, they don't care if I talk about it because they want more members. So maybe it's not so secret, but the meetups are secret. The meetups are secret. So yeah, me and Michael, we eat sausages together at Michael Sausage meetups. But you never know where they're going to be, so you got to join that too. So, Michael Sausage /Patreon.com. Meetup. Spelled meat.
Yep.
M-E-A-T. Up.
Patreon.com/Bourbon Podcast.
You can go there.
Follow us on social media at My Bourbon Pod and at Whiskey Mutant. I'm also over there at PRitter1792 on all platforms. If you want to send us questions or comments, you can do so to thismybourbonshop@gmail.com. You can find all of our apparel and merchandise at bourbonshop.threadless.com. I do all the designs over there, if you didn't know that. We got Christmas stuff. We got regular everyday stuff. We got a shirt that says "This is my bourbon drinking shirt."
Thongs.
We got thongs.
We got diapers.
We got puzzles.
Skateboards.
We got skateboards.
Condoms.
I wish. Stretches out.
This is my Bourbon Podcast.
Oh, I got to put a shirt up with a new logo.
A condom.
I haven't done that yet.
A condom wrapper. It's open. This is my Bourbon.
I'm gonna have to take down the old logo before too long, too. So maybe by the end of September, the old logo will be gone. So if you want to get that shirt in that design, get on it. But the new logo will be up.
Jump on it
soon. If you want to send us any kind of mail, you can do so to P.O. Box 22609, Lexington, Kentucky 40522. That is how Joseph Brazo sent us the Woodinville 8-year. The color really is nice on this.
It looks good,
isn't it? Yeah.
If you want a glass, you can send us a DM. We have some glasses left.
We still got glasses.
A couple people got some glasses this week.
You know what else? The link for our barrel rye Armagnac pick is finally fixed after way too long. It's in the description below.
So if you want to get this pick that we picked last July.
Armagnac pick.
Yeah. So 120.14 proof.
Rye finished in Armagnac barrels.
With our buddy Whiskey in My Wedding Ring.
Yeah.
David. So
he just had a kid.
Babies everywhere. So
lots of kids.
Lots of kids.
Your kid's calling you.
I'm sure he wants more time on the internet.
Probably.
Yeah.
Because
he's 13. I wonder what he's looking at.
Uh-oh. We better get out of here. I think we've done everything we can. Thank you all so much for listening, for watching. As you always do, we appreciate the heck out of you. We love you. This is the best. See you real soon. Till next time, though, I'm Perry.
I'm Eric.
And this is My Bourbon Podcast. Buy the barrel rye, please.
Do it.
It's really good.